All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. The 2023 NFL season is set to kick off tomorrow night when the defending champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, host the Detroit Lions. We've got plenty of action on tap this weekend as the season is about to get kicked off in full gear. The race to be in Las Vegas come February. And I'm not talking about the Pro Bowl. I'm talking about Super Bowl number 58 to try to take home that coveted Lombardi trophy. Will the Kansas City Chiefs become the first team in 20 years to repeat as Super Bowl champions? Will the New York Jets defy the odds with Aaron Rodgers and claim a Super Bowl championship? Will the Philadelphia Eagles be able to get back to the big game after losing last year? Will the Dallas Cowboys make a Super Bowl run? There's plenty of questions that need to be answered as far as who is going to have a shot to get to the Super Bowl. Obviously, theoretically, all 32 teams have a chance to make the Super Bowl. But with that said, you and I and everybody else, you know, we kind of already have a feel who the contenders are and who are going to be the also rans, if you will, this season. Now, looking at the AFC, I've talked about this, with my division breakdowns. I got the Chiefs winning the AFC West. I have the Bills winning the AFC East. I have the Steelers winning the AFC North, and I have the Jaguars winning the AFC South. I still think I know a lot of people are going to jump off the Chiefs bandwagon a little bit with the Travis Kelsey injury, but I still think when it's all said and done, Kansas City finishes with the best record in the AFC. And the reason why I feel that way, number one, you got Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. And as long as you got Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, you got a shot. And the same thing can be said with Andy Reid as the head coach. But then also, I look at that division and it's not strong. And what Kansas City has done is they take care of their business within their division. They rack up on those wins. And while everybody else is stumbling and bumbling, if you will, the next thing you know, Kansas City has 12 or 13 wins. And then before you blink, the road to the Super Bowl from the AFC side goes through Arrowhead. And I think that's once again going to be the case. I'm going to give the two slot to the Buffalo Bills again. I'm going to give the three slot to Pittsburgh, and I'm going to give the four slot to Pittsburgh. Pardon me, to Jacksonville. And for my wild card teams, I'm going to go with the Jets. I'm going to go with the Ravens, and I'm going to go with the Bengals. The AFC side is going to be so contentious because aside from the teams that I just mentioned, you got the Chargers, you got the Dolphins, you've got the Browns, and even possibly the Broncos. So we're talking about 11 teams just for seven slots. Somebody's not going to get to the postseason, but these are the three teams, wild card wise, who I feel have what it takes to get there. I'm looking at it right now. I could see a scenario where all three wildcard teams lose. I could also see a scenario where all three wildcard teams win. It's one of those things with the Jets. I look at the Jets and the way that they're built. They are built for the postseason. I talked about this with their defense from last year. If they had themselves a quarterback, now they have themselves a quarterback, and let's see what they can do because when you go out there and make a move to get a guy like Aaron Rodgers, it comes down to what you can or cannot do in January. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You look at the Ravens. The Ravens have made a lot of moves, and again, can Lamar Jackson? He's got one playoff win to his credit, but can he get over that hump and help the Ravens make a run? The Cincinnati Bengals. You figure being so close yet so far in each of the last 2 years, can they figure it out? The Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen. For me, the biggest thing with Buffalo, they have, and I've talked about this before, they have to focus more on running the football. And then I look at their pass rush. Keeping Von Miller healthy is going to be key. And then these young Pittsburgh Steelers, they have the talent there, but can Kenny Pickett, step up at this young point in his career and help the Steelers make a playoff run? When it's all said and done, and I know some people are going to look at me a little sideways, but I'm going with a wild card here. I'm going with the Jets to win the AFC. And the reason why I say it is this. I feel that Aaron Rodgers can be for this Jets team what Tom Brady was for the Bucks in 2020. The one thing that's going to be different, obviously Tom Brady going to Tampa, one of the smaller markets in the NFL. There wasn't I mean, there's pressure on Tom Brady, I get it, but it's still the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Aaron Rodgers coming to the Jets with all of his past accolades, and you're in the New York media market. You got to step up and deliver. But I think this team around Aaron Rodgers is poised. I could be totally wrong right here, but I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to take the Jets to come out of the AFC. On the NFC side, you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, and like I said, I think that they're not going to be as dominant as they were last season, but they're still going to be a team that has to be feared and respected, which is why I say they still win the NFC East. Looking at the NFC South, it was so close last year. And I think the addition of Derek Carr will help the Saints win that division. San Francisco is still the team to beat in the NFC West. However, Seattle is closing that gap. And like I said last night, the NFC North is going to come down to Minnesota and Detroit, but I still give the edge to the Vikings. So those are my four division winners right there. I still think the Eagles are the best team in the NFC coming into the season, and I'm going to give them home field advantage throughout the NFC playoffs. I'm going to put New Orleans in that two slot because I think they take care of their business in their division. It's going to be kind of like a situation with Kansas City in the West, where you know what? They go up there, they take care of the business, and the next thing you know, they're racking up their wins. And before you turn around, you got an 11, 12 win team right there. I'm going to give San Francisco the slightest of slight edges in the NFC West to get past Seattle to win this division. But I think the 49ers at some point, maybe to start the season, are going to hit a lull, especially if they don't have Nick Bosa out there to start the season. Minnesota, they're still the team to beat in the NFC North, and I'm going to put them in at that four slot. And for my wild card teams, I'm going to go with Dallas. I'm going to go with Seattle and I'm going to go with the Giants. So basically, with the exception of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I got the same teams coming out of the NFC this year as opposed to last year. I look at it like this. I look at the wild card teams in the NFC just like it is on the AFC side. All three of these teams, in my opinion, can make a run. And on the flip side, I wouldn't be surprised if any one of them were one and done either. NFC Championship game, I'm going with Philadelphia once again, and I'm going with a surprise participant to take on Philadelphia in that NFC Championship game. I'm going to go with Seattle. But when it's all said and done, I think we are going to have an all green Super Bowl out in Vegas. I'm going to go with Philadelphia and I'm going to go with the Jets. And unfortunately for Philadelphia, I don't see them beating the Jets. And I'm going to go with the New York Jets. Yes, those same New York Jets who have not been to or won a Super Bowl since, the days of John Facenda narrating it for NFL Films, since the days where it was still called the AFL NFL Championship game. I'm going to go with those New York Jets to win the Super Bowl. I'm going out on a limb here. Let's see what happens. But at the end of the day, my picks are not going to take away from the fun and excitement for which I think will be a stellar NFL campaign here in 2023. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the Sports Discussion Group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I am signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.